This is Mrs. Appia with the answer key for the practice test for data, reviewing mean, median, mode, and general statistics. So we'll go through the answers first, and then I'll show you step by step how to work each problem. So here are the answers for numbers 1 through 9. Go ahead and correct those. And then here is 10 and 12. And then to correct the box and whisker and the frequency table, you can fast forward to the end or wait until we get there. So now let's go through each problem and how to do the steps. The first step in ordering the data is finding the lowest number. So I'll go through the data and I found the 1. Then I want numbers that are in the tens, and there are none, in the 20s. So I have a number in the 20. Here's numbers in the 20s. So I have two numbers in the 20s, and that's 25 and 28. Then I want numbers in the 30s. So I have 31, 34, 33, and then I put those in order, 31, 33, and 34. Then I want the numbers in the 40s. So I have 47, 46, 48, 45, and 46. So the lowest of those is 46. So 45. So 45, 46, 46, 47, and 48. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers in the 40s. Yes, that's right. All right, then numbers in the 50s. In the 50s, now this is getting kind of messy, so I'm going to highlight. I have 50, 55, and 53. The lowest of those is 50, then 53, then 55. And I know that I have the right number of data because I had spaces to fill and I've used all of them. If you don't have the spaces already written for you and you want to double check and make sure you use all the data, count the numbers in the original set of data and count the numbers in your ordered set and make sure it matches. All right, for the next step, find the median of the data. The median is the middle number in a set of ordered data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 numbers. So 14 numbers split into two sets of data would be 7 and 7. So there is not going to be one median number. You're going to have to figure out what it is. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are our two middle numbers. So what we want is the mean of those two numbers. So the mean of these two numbers, you add them together and then you divide by 2. 45 plus 46 is 91. Divided by 2 is 45.5. So the median of the data is 45.5. Again, if there's one middle number, that's great, you use it. But if there is not one middle number, then you have to find the mean of those two numbers. And notice that 45.5 is exactly halfway between 45 and 46. Okay, next, make a box and whisker plot. For the box and whisker plot, you're going to need a number line along the bottom. So even though these numbers up here are in order, they are not in equal increments. So we want to make our number line. And I could write out 1 to 55, but that's a lot of numbers, and I probably won't fit. And I could go by 2s, but I'm thinking that I could go by 5s. If I go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. Now, if I had gone by 1s or 2s or 10s, that would still work. So don't worry about getting it, about your box and whisker graph being wrong because of the numbers you chose for your number line. So we want to label our lowest number. So we have 1 over here, and that's going to be the whisker on the left. The highest number, 55, is the whisker on the right. Then to make our box, we need to know the median, which we have already figured out right here, and we also need to know the first quartile and the third quartile. So the median is 45.5. We can go ahead and do the middle of the box. Well, let's say that's right around here, just a little bit after 45. That's going to be the median. Then we need the first quartile and the third quartile. The first quartile is the middle number in the set of lower data. So the lower data is right here, and we want the middle number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if we split that in half, then we would have 3 numbers on one side, 3 numbers on one side, and then 1 in the middle. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the first quartile is 31. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 31 is our first quartile. Then we do that on the same way on the third quartile. So we have 1 from each side, 1 from each side, 1 from each side, and then 48 is our third quartile. So the first quartile is 31, the third quartile is 48. So those are going to be the left and the right of the box. So we go to 31 right about here, and then also 48, which is just a little bit to the left of 50, and then we draw our box. And then connect your whiskers. All right, so again, what the box and whisker, this is the middle of the set of data. And the section over here, this is the lower quartile, and this is the upper quartile. So we have 25% of the data in each section. 25% of the data is between 1 and 31. That's right here. And then we have 25% of the data from here to here. That's 31 to 45. That's 25% of the data. Then we have 25% of the data, although it doesn't look like 25%, is between 46 and 48. Here you can see it's 25% of the data. And then let's see if we can get another color. 25% of the data right here. All right, let's see, let's go down to the interquartile range. The interquartile range is the difference between the first quartile and the third quartile. So it's the third quartile minus the first quartile, and that's going to be 48 minus 31, which is equal to 17. The range of the data is the difference between the highest number in the data and the lowest number in the data. The highest number in the data was 55, the lowest number in the data was 1, and so the range is 54. Number 7. Whoops. Don't know where 46 came from. All right, let's go to the mode in the data. Oh, there we go. Let's fix that. Number 6 is the range of data. Oh, you know what? That was probably a 54 right here. All right, let's go back and fix that. 54. And then the mode of the data was 46. The mode is the number that appears most in the set of data, and 46 appears twice, and no other number appears twice. So 46 is the mode. Then, excuse me, number 8, find the mean of the data. Mean is the sum divided by the number of data. We've already counted the number of data, and we know that it is 14 numbers in the set. And then the sum of the data. So you want to take your calculator and you want to add 1 plus 25 plus 28 plus 31 plus 33, etc. And then after you do plus 55, you press equal. Then divided by 14. So the sum of the data, I've already added the numbers and I got 542, and divided by 14 is 38.714 dot dot dot, and we're to round to the nearest tenth. So this is the tenths position. The number that makes the decision will be the 1, and that's not enough to round up. So we just drop that off, and the answer is 38.7. Number 9, how many students sent less than 40 text messages? So you can either look at the original set of data, or you can look at the box and whisker graph. Right here, these people sent more than 40 text, and these people sent less than 40 text. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people that sent less than 40 texts. All right, the next one, doing the line plot. So when you're doing a line plot, the first thing you want to do is put the numbers on under the line. And you need to know what numbers to put down there. So we are recording the number of colors in a country's flag. So these are the data points that we're going to put on there. So the lowest number we will need is 1, and the highest number we will need is 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to count how many ones I have. And there are two ways you could do this. You could do this in order, recording a 3, a 2, a 2, a 4. Or you can count how many ones and record the data, how many 2s and record the data. I prefer to do that. So I just have 1, 1. Now I'm going to count the number of 2s. 1, 2, and then how many 3s? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 4s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many 5s? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And how many 6s? 1. That's a pretty symmetrical line plot, meaning that the data, most of the data is in the middle. All right, so we have number 10. That was number 10. Number 11, display the data in a histogram. So a histogram displays your data in equal intervals. The intervals here are already set up for you. 0 to 3 books, 4 to 7 books, 8 to 11 books, and 12 to 15 books. And then the number along the left axis is how many people read between 0 and 3 books. So we have 6 people that read between 0 and 3 books. So our bar needs to go up to the 6. And then how far over should it go? Well, these need to be equal intervals, so they'll go up like that. So we need to go up to 6. And then for 4 to 7, there are 7 people who read that many books, so we go up 1 more bar. In the next interval, 8 to 11, we have 6 people. And 12 to 15 books, 5 people read that many books. And then you can color that if you would like. So you want to make sure that your bars are equal width and that they're nice and neat, straight. So the thing about a histogram, you can't tell how many people read 2 books or 5 books or 8 books, but it gives you a good idea of the range of books. Then question number 12, how many students read more than 7 books? So we have 6 people that read between 0 and 3 books, and we have 4 to 7 that read 7 people that read between 4 and 7 books. So everybody else read more than 7 books, and that would be 6 people plus 5 people. 6 people plus 5 people. and that gave us 11 people that read more than 7 books. So when you take your test on this, your test is going to be very similar. You want to make sure that you can do all of these skills. You need to calculate the mean, median, mode, and range. You need to be able to make a box and whisker graph. So you need to be able to identify the first and the third quartile and the interquartile range. You will need to be able to make a line plot and a histogram and answer a question about each. All right, good studying.